Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. As promised, today I want to share some personal stories about how I encountered monotropism long before I even knew the word for it. As many of you know, I was diagnosed with autism and AuDHD at 48 years old. That means I lived a huge part of my life not understanding my own brain or the challenges I was facing. Now that we've covered the science behind monotropism, let's dive into my own experience. When I was a kid, I had this massive love for all sorts of stones, especially the shiny ones. Whenever my family went to a craft market, I'd immediately start hunting for a new stone to add to my collection. My interest was so intense that for my 10th birthday, I got a little book all about minerals. It described them in great detail, sorted by category, and I was completely hooked. I became a full-blown stone collector, and I probably knew more about crystals and geology than most adults. Looking back, that was the first time I remember my brain locking onto one single thing that I absolutely loved. Of course, it wasn't just stones. Cats were another one of my huge special interests. I knew everything you could possibly know about them. Every breed, their habits, their life cycles. I even knew the musical Cats and every song by heart. I desperately wanted a cat of my own, but growing up, we didn't have the space for pets bigger than a hamster. So you can bet that as soon as I was an adult with my own apartment, getting a cat was one of the first things I did. At the time, I didn't realise that knowing so much about a hobby wasn't exactly normal. I was always seen as a highly intelligent kid, so nobody really questioned it. And since I got into computers early on, everyone just chalked it up to me being one of those new nerds. This was the 80s and 90s, remember? Autism wasn't really talked about in the media, unless it was the stereotype of a man who could count toothpicks dropped on the floor. In hindsight, I can see my brain has always worked this way. If something sparked my interest, I had to know everything about it. Otherwise, it felt like a waste of time. This even applied to TV shows. If I got into a series and missed an episode, it would create this persistent itch in my brain that I just couldn't scratch. I've literally re-watched children's shows from the 80s, decades later, just to fill in that one plot hole that had been bugging me for years. There's a really interesting online test I linked in my last video that measures how monotropic your thinking is. My score was 204 out of 235. The test explains that this means my brain is 71% more monotropic than the average autistic person is, and a whopping 98% more monotropic than the average neurotypical person's. So, what does this all mean for me? It strongly suggests that monotropism could be a key to explaining many autistic traits, not just special interests. I haven't yet connected all the dots between monotropism and every single experience I have, especially with my AuDHD diagnosis adding another layer of complexity, but it feels like a very promising framework. I believe it could also shed light on things like rigid thinking, which is the next topic I plan to explore. I'm thinking of structuring this channel by first explaining an autism-related concept, and then in the next video, sharing my personal experiences with it. What do you think of that format? Have you taken the monotropism test? What was your score and how well does it resonate with your own experience? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content on my autism journey. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.